All right, so
You old soul.
yeah, we're doing something this evening. This is Old Soul, which we've had the regular Old Soul and we had the 15-year-old Soul on the show.
Yeah.
This
Wasn't worth the price point.
The original.
15-year.
No, I disagreed. I loved it.
I think it's been a while, but I think
Yeah.
it was a bar for me.
Yeah, it was a buy for me. It was expensive, but it was a 15-year age stated cask strength, low proof cask strength bourbon. I loved it. Still do love it. But the original Old Soul, we got some of their small batch. It was fine. I was happy for them, but it wasn't fully what I was all about. And I think we were bar to pass on it just because it was kind of pricey. But our friends over at Red Dog Wine and Spirits here in Franklin, Tennessee, good friends of the show and have great barrel picks. They did a barrel pick of Old Soul.
This is actually the first barrel pick of this I've seen.
Yeah, me too. And it has a blue foil around the top, and on the top it had the state of Mississippi. So Old Soul is in Jackson, Mississippi. It is this is a high rye MGP mash bill. So it's distilled in Indiana, aged and bottled by Cathead Distillery in Jackson, Mississippi. It is 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% malted barley, and it is 109 proof.
Dude,
bottle.
I mean, based on those stats alone, I know this is going to be good.
So the barrel entry proof was 125, and then they proof it down to 109 for the release.
Why'd they proof it down?
I don't know.
Why'd they do that?
Because that's their thing. All the single barrels I've seen are 109 proof of it. So
all the single barrels,
but it is, I believe this is a 5-year based off of my conversation with Lana over at Red Dog. It's a 5-year high rye MGP distilled by MGP and aged in Jackson, Mississippi.
All right, before we get nasty, what's the SRP on this bad boy?
1 second, I'm trying to do the thing with it.
You're trying to do. All right, I'll look away.
It's such a white label that it's like, there we go. This was $59 retail. So 5-year bourbon, a little bit pricier, but if you think of like the 5-year Old
Single barrel, though.
Scouts, yeah, Old Scouts, they're 5-year MGP, probably about the same price range.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
it's in the pocket.
So personally, I have a little bit of bias because I like Mississippi. I like a bunch of cities in Mississippi. I want Mississippi to do well. They didn't repeal prohibition until 1966. So they're Mississippi's oldest distillery, but Cathead's not that old because the runway is very short for Mississippi. Right. So while the rest of the country is like
how much tax revenue did they miss out on for so many dadgum years?
A lot. So
like if they would have invested that into a Roth IRA,
golly, their roads would not be in the condition they're
No,
in
they
now.
wouldn't, man. Montgomery would not be a pit.
Well, Montgomery is in Alabama. So, Jackson is the capital of Mississippi, which is where
Biloxi
is also in Mississippi.
Yeah, okay.
But I always root for people that are doing not easy things in a state like Mississippi. Like it's not easy to be the first distillery in Mississippi. It's not easy to do things. Now they make Cathead vodka. They have some interesting things there. Obviously, vodka not our thing, but that's why
I've had their vodka.
Their honeysuckle vodka actually is pretty good in a summer cocktail.
They've got like different flavors too. That's not Smirnoff.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
like it actually tastes decent.
So my bias though is that I want them to succeed. Right, like to me, that's why I bought Old Soul, the small batch, as soon as it came out because I wanted to support them. I think they're doing hard stuff in a state that is has a lot of great things to offer and needs people to be innovative and create jobs and create industry. And so, personally, that's where my bias lies at something like this.
Yeah,
but I also know it. I mean, it's sometimes a tough thing. We just talked about someone who did a really tough thing, creating a heirloom family recipe and to bring it to fruition. This is a sourced distillate, aged there, which I mean, it gets hot. So you know that the temperature variations are a thing. But there's Let's just taste it. Honestly, for me, I've already had that much of the bottle over the weekend. I got this on Friday, folks, and it is half gone.
The nose is slightly nutty to me a little bit.
Okay.
And spicy. Kind of like a like candied almonds with like cinnamon like dusting on it.
Okay.
It's kind of what I'm getting. And the only reason I say that note is because I literally had candied almonds from Buc-ee's yesterday. And that's exactly what it is to me. Okay. Mouthfeel
Great.
is on
great
point. Like it's viscous, lingers, bold flavor punch on the front. My only thought initially, I mean, once you get past the initial hit of young, it progresses. This is complex.
It's not, and I think because it's the high rye mash bill, it really helps it. It doesn't have that aggressive corn flavor that you get from a lot of younger whiskeys. So
you get that note though up in your nostrils.
The 21% rye really helps it. Here's the
young note is there, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not here. It's a little raw. It's a little raw.
That's a great way of saying
it's a little bit like Mississippi. It's a little bit raw, a little bit unrefined, but it's got a great spirit to it. You know?
I do.
It's not a bad thing. That's real. That's real talk. You hate me for that.
They're like an open wound down there.
Yeah. No. By the way.
Okay. So
Tarak is spitting some knowledge. He's like, there's no legal definition of cask strength, or am I imagining? That is true.
Yeah.
So this is technically I would assume they could call this a cask strength. It doesn't say it on here though. It doesn't say cask strength. It just says
I think a cask strength though, it's got to be straight out of the barrel.
Not legally.
Okay.
Not legally, because you think of like foolproof and things like that that I would just say what I meant to rock was that it was finished product proof, which there are some things with labeling that can cause problems with. If there's a high variance.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be careful how you throw words on a bottle, because we're getting good at picking through the crap.
The Katie Turk said they're doing great stuff. I have a few picks from Old Soul. Good to know. Thank you. And I'm going to be looking for more. I'll be telling you that.
This is $60.
And then Tarak said there will be higher proof and cask strength picks down the road. Yeah, it was $60.
Yeah. I mean, that's a buy all day long. Okay. I have 3 huge pros. 1, the mouthfeel is ridiculous. My favorite part. The mid palate to finish is ridiculous. It's complex. You're moving through 3 different freaking flavors. So quickly.
And for it being a high
rye,
it's sweet. It's still very sweet to me.
Oh, I love it.
I
get less spice on the palate than I do.
I think the rye just does a really good job cutting the youth out of it, which is good. That's what you want.
Can you say cutting the young? I didn't mean to say that.
Well, no, yeah, you can. No, you don't mean like
younglings?
Yeah, you don't mean like that, like Jedi.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about like Jedi slaughters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, Lord knows that happened once. Yeah, now we got a copyright infringement going on.